Imagine waking up one day and realizing that all the time you spent worrying about tomorrow was the time you lost from living today. Millions of people are trapped inside a battle they cannot win. They fight with imaginary problems, fear unknown situations, and destroy their present because they are scared of the future. But a Sigma mindset understands one powerful truth. The future is not controlled by your fear. The future is built by your actions. There was a young man named Alex. Alex was not born rich. He did not have powerful connections. He did not have a perfect life. But he had one thing that separated him from everyone else. He wanted to become better. Every night before sleeping, Alex looked at his ceiling and thought about his future. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if I never become successful? These questions slowly became a prison inside his own mind. He was not fighting a real enemy. He was fighting shadows created by his imagination. One day, Alex met an old man sitting alone in a quiet park. The old man noticed his worried face and asked, "Young man, why do you carry such a heavy burden?" Alex replied, "I am worried about my future. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. I don't know if I will succeed or fail." The old man smiled and said, "Tell me something. Can you change tomorrow by worrying about it today?" Alex stayed silent. The old man continued, "Your mind is powerful, but if you allow fear to control it, your own thoughts will become your biggest enemy." Those words changed something inside Alex. He realized that he was spending his energy trying to control something he could not see. The future is like a road covered in darkness. You cannot see every turn. You cannot predict every obstacle. But you can control the next step you take. A Sigma person does not waste life begging for a perfect future. A Sigma person builds himself today. While others complain, he improves. While others compare, he focuses. While others panic about what might happen, he prepares for what he can control. Alex started making small changes. He stopped spending hours imagining failure. He started learning. He started training his body. He started improving his skills. He understood one important lesson. The future does not belong to those who worry about it. The future belongs to those who prepare for it. Every successful person you admire today once stood in a place where they had no guarantee. They had doubts. They had fears. They had uncertain moments. But they kept moving. Because confidence does not come from knowing the future. Confidence comes from knowing that no matter what happens, you will find a way to handle it. And that is the true Sigma mindset. From that day forward, Alex made a promise to himself. No more wasting today because of tomorrow. It sounded simple. But keeping that promise was one of the hardest things he had ever done. Every morning, fear returned. It whispered, "What if you're not good enough? What if someone else is better? What if all this hard work leads nowhere?" This time, Alex didn't argue with those thoughts. He simply smiled and got back to work. Because he finally understood something that most people never learn. Your mind will always create fear. Your job is not to destroy fear. Your job is to keep moving despite it. That is the difference between ordinary people and a Sigma. Ordinary people wait until they feel confident. A Sigma creates confidence through action. One workout, one book, one skill, one difficult conversation, one disciplined day. These small victories don't look impressive at first, but they quietly build an unbreakable person. Months later, Alex noticed something strange. His future had not become less uncertain, but he had become stronger. And suddenly, uncertainty no longer felt like an enemy. It felt like an opportunity, because he knew that whatever life placed in front of him, he would adapt. He would learn. He would survive. Remember this. You don't need to know every answer before taking the first step. The road becomes clear only after you begin walking. The people who achieve extraordinary lives aren't the ones with perfect plans. They're the ones who refuse to stop moving, even when the path disappears into the darkness. That is where real strength is born. Years passed. The same people who once laughed at Alex began asking him a different question. How do you stay so calm? They thought his confidence came from success. They were wrong. His confidence came from the battles he fought when nobody was watching. Every early morning. Every lonely night. Every moment he chose discipline over excuses. Most people think life changes overnight. It doesn't. Life changes through thousands of invisible decisions. One decision to wake up instead of hitting snooze. One decision to read instead of scrolling. One decision to work instead of complaining. A Sigma understands that greatness is never built in a single day. It is built every single day. Imagine planting a tree. Would you dig it up every morning to check if the roots are growing? Of course not. You trust the process. You water it. You protect it. And one day, without warning, it becomes strong enough to survive any storm. Your life works the same way. Every disciplined action is another root growing beneath the surface. No one sees it. No one applauds it. But one day, everyone notices the tree. Never chase quick results. Quick success often disappears as fast as it arrives. Instead, become the kind of person who keeps growing even when nobody is watching. Because the strongest people are not built under bright lights. They are built in silence. They keep showing up. They keep learning. They keep moving forward. And when the future finally arrives, it doesn't scare them anymore. Because they already became the person who can face whatever comes next. One evening, Alex stood on the roof of his apartment and watched the city lights. Thousands of people were rushing home. Some were chasing money. Some were chasing approval. Some were chasing a future they could never fully control. Then a simple thought crossed his mind. What if the greatest prison isn't failure? What if it's constant worrying? At that moment, everything became clear. Fear had never stolen his future. It had only stolen his peace. And peace is something no amount of money can buy. A Sigma knows this. He doesn't waste his energy trying to predict every outcome. He invests that energy into becoming stronger. Because when you become stronger, the future becomes less frightening. Think about a lion. The lion doesn't wake up wondering if tomorrow will be difficult. It wakes up ready. That readiness is its confidence. Your confidence should come from preparation, not prediction. Every skill you learn, every challenge you survive, every habit you build, becomes another weapon against uncertainty. Most people ask, what if life gets harder? A Sigma asks, what kind of person must I become to handle a harder life? That single question changes everything. Stop asking life for easier days. Start building a stronger mind. Because storms will always come. The future will always remain uncertain. But when your character becomes stronger than your fear, no storm can break you. That is the moment you stop surviving and finally begin living. The next morning, Alex looked into the mirror. For the first time in years, he wasn't searching for a perfect future. He was searching for a stronger version of himself. And he realized something powerful. Every person you admire once felt lost. Every champion once doubted themselves. Every successful entrepreneur once wondered if they should quit. The difference wasn't talent. The difference was endurance. Most people give up because they expect life to reward them immediately. A Sigma understands that life rewards consistency. Imagine two people starting on the same day. One works only when motivation appears. The other works whether motivation exists or not. After a week, they look similar. After a month, there's a small difference. After a year, they become completely different people. Why? Because discipline compounds. Just like interest grows money over time, daily discipline grows character over time. You may not notice today's effort, but your future self will. Never underestimate a single focused day. One focused day becomes one focused week. One focused week becomes one focused month. One focused month becomes a completely different life. Alex stopped chasing motivation. He built routines instead. He understood that motivation is an emotion. Discipline is a decision. And decisions shape destiny. From that day on, whenever fear whispered, "What if you fail?" Alex answered with only one sentence. "Then I'll learn, stand up, and keep moving." That is the mindset fear can never defeat. Because the strongest person is not the one who never falls. The strongest person is the one who refuses to stay down. Months turned into years. Alex's life wasn't perfect. He still faced rejection. He still made mistakes. He still had days when nothing went according to plan. But something had changed forever. His mindset. He no longer measured success by how easy life became. He measured success by how much stronger he became through every challenge. Then one day, a young man approached him and asked, "What's your secret? How do you stay calm when everything seems to fall apart?" Alex smiled and replied, "I stopped expecting life to be easy." Silence filled the room. Then he continued, "The moment you accept that pain, failure, and uncertainty are part of life, they stop controlling you." That sentence hit harder than any motivational speech. Most people suffer twice. First, because of the problem. Second, because they believe the problem should never have happened. A Sigma avoids that trap. He doesn't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" He asks, "What is this trying to teach me?" Every obstacle carries a lesson. Every failure hides experience. Every setback builds wisdom. Nothing is wasted unless you refuse to learn. The future isn't created by luck. It's created by the choices you make when life becomes difficult. Anyone can stay positive when everything is going well. But real character appears when the world tests your patience, your discipline, and your courage. That is where ordinary people stop. And Sigma minds rise. Because they understand one truth that changes everything. You cannot always control what happens to you. But you can always control who you become because of it. Years later, people saw Alex's success. But they never saw the price he paid to earn it. They saw confidence. They didn't see the thousands of moments he wanted to quit. They saw discipline. They didn't see the mornings when getting out of bed felt impossible. They saw strength. They didn't see the nights he fought battles inside his own mind. That is the truth about greatness. Everyone wants the reward. Very few are willing to carry the weight. A Sigma never asks life to become easier. He becomes stronger than the challenges in front of him. Remember this. Your biggest competition is not another person. It is the version of you that keeps making excuses. The voice that says, "Start tomorrow. Wait until you feel ready. You have more time." That voice has stolen more dreams than failure ever could. The moment you stop listening to excuses, your life begins to change. Alex made one final rule for himself. Every day, before going to sleep, he asked only one question. Did I become better than I was yesterday? Not richer? Not more famous? Not more accepted by others? Just better. Because improvement is the only competition that truly matters. The future doesn't belong to the smartest. It doesn't belong to the luckiest. It belongs to those who keep moving when everyone else stops. So stop fearing tomorrow. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop giving your peace to problems that don't even exist yet. Take one step today. Then another tomorrow. One day, you'll look back and realize the future you were so afraid of became the life you built with courage, discipline, and unwavering action. And that is the true Sigma mindset. Years from now, you won't remember every fear that kept you awake at night. You won't remember every imaginary disaster your mind created. But you will remember one thing. The decision to stop living in fear and start living with purpose. Alex looked back on his journey and smiled. Not because life had become perfect, but because he had become unbreakable. He finally understood that the future was never his enemy. His fear of the future was. The moment he let go of that fear, he became free. So, if you're listening to this today, this is your sign. Stop wasting today by worrying about a tomorrow that hasn't arrived. Your future isn't waiting for your fear. It's waiting for your action. Read one more page. Take one more step. Learn one more skill. Make one more promise to yourself. And keep it. Because every great life is built one ordinary day at a time. One disciplined choice. One brave decision. One silent victory. Until one day, the person in the mirror is no longer someone searching for success. It's someone who has become success. Always remember these words. The future is not something you predict. The future is something you create. If no one believes in you yet, believe in yourself. If no one claps for you, keep working in silence. If today feels difficult, keep walking. Because every step forward is proof that fear didn't win. And one day, you'll realize the greatest victory was never money, fame, or recognition. It was becoming the person you once needed. Now close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Leave yesterday behind. Forget tomorrow for a moment. And give everything you have to today. Because today is the only place where your future is born. Before this story ends, I want you to do one simple thing. Forget your age. Forget your past mistakes. Forget the people who said you couldn't do it. For the next 60 seconds, think about only one question. Who do I want to become? Not next year. Not someday. Start with today. Because your future identity is created by today's habits. Every excuse you remove, every promise you keep, every difficult decision you make, is another brick in the foundation of your future. Never let fear decide your direction. Never let comfort steal your potential. And never believe that it's too late to change. The strongest people aren't born different. They choose differently. They choose discipline over distraction, purpose over comfort, action over excuses, growth over fear. So when this video ends, don't just feel motivated. Take action. Stand up. Write down one goal. Complete one task. Become 1% better than yesterday. That small step may look insignificant today, but years from now, it could become the moment that changed your entire life. Remember this until your last breath. Your past is a lesson. Your future is a possibility. But today is your power. Live it with courage. Protect it with discipline. And build it with relentless action. Because in the end, a true Sigma doesn't wait for the perfect future. He creates it. If you've made it this far, you're already different. Because while most people spend their time searching for entertainment, you chose growth. And that choice matters. Always remember, your future is watching the decisions you make today. Every hour you waste, the future remembers. Every excuse you accept, the future remembers. Every promise you break, the future remembers. But it also remembers every sacrifice, every early morning, every late night, every time you chose discipline over comfort. One day, people will call you lucky. They'll never see the years you spent becoming the person they see today. So don't chase validation. Don't chase applause. Don't chase perfection. Chase progress. Because progress never betrays you. The world belongs to those who keep moving when everyone else stops. So from this moment forward, walk with confidence. Work in silence. Think with clarity. Live with purpose. And whenever fear tries to tell you that the future is too uncertain, Smile. Take one more step. And prove it wrong. This isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of the life you've been preparing for. Now go. Build a future so powerful that your past can no longer recognize you. Because a true Sigma never waits for tomorrow. He creates it today. See you in the next journey. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. Stay unstoppable.